topic. One more word from FanDuel. Because the NFL season may be wrapping up, but there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed just by placing a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets. Win or lose for brand new customers. The app is simple, and there are so many different ways to bet, including live same-game parlays. You can find bets in the new Explorer tab. You can make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, which is the best and most popular way to find parlays, and so much more. So make sure you visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. But we'll get to the sound from Antonio later. I promise we'll get to that.
Okay.
And it's very funny, so it's worth sticking around. But we've seen on the internet a lot, and we're going to do this on Wednesday, so we don't have to talk about it in the rest of the week. We're going to spend 10 minutes on it. But the whole Deshaun Watson to Houston ties have been a major storyline online. He's not playing in the game, obviously. He's still on IR recovering from his shoulder surgery. So I guess the question I want to ask you guys is, how big of a storyline should the Deshaun Watson trade, his connection and ties to Houston, the fact that he's not playing in this game, C.J. Stroud is coming to Houston and taking them to the playoffs, how much of a storyline should that be over the next 3-4 days as we get ready to take on Houston in the AFC wildcard round?
I think none at all.
Zero.
Yeah, I mean,
we all in there. I didn't flip the switch to a point where I don't, no disrespect to Deshaun Watson, I don't even be thinking about it like that. It's it's like saying, do you think of your ex-wife on your anniversary with your new wife? No, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Like, not to say he's our ex, but this is what we've been waiting for. It's playoffs. All that rest of that stuff, I don't care.
Any team has come to embrace the next man up mentality, it's this team. Like, it doesn't matter who goes down. You just you at some point realize that to an extent they're replaceable.
Yeah, I even from a national media perspective, I don't think it's much of a story this week. It's really just hey, they had Deshaun Watson, they traded, but now it's Joe Flacco. It's like the beginning of the story, and then a quick turn the page. Maybe in Houston it's a big story, but I doubt it.
Do you guys expect him to be at the game?
Yeah. He better be at the game.
See, I just the only reason I bring that up is because I think he subjects himself to, whether he's on the sidelines or he's up in the booth, he's going to see a lot of Texans fans, and they're not going to have nice things to say to him. I don't know. I just don't know.
Although last year it wasn't that bad. Like we thought he was going to have stuff thrown on the field.
Well,
the
remember,
dude was taking pictures.
Wasn't there like 20,000 fans there or something? No one showed up.
Yeah, there was. It was kind of minimal.
I think your teammate. You should be on the field for the playoffs. I think he should be.
On the
and he's been there. He's been there.
I hope he's on the sidelines. I think he should be.
He's been there the last few games, and I think he'll be there. But in the end, I don't care about it. I know you guys don't care about it.
No.
I don't know if they care about the storyline in Texas. Listen, I don't know why they would.
No,
as
they've
pissed
moved
as they
on and
were,
they're in a better place.
You know what? In the end, he did them a favor forcing his way out.
Hell yeah, he did. They got 3 first-round picks for him, and they solved their quarterback.
And they got a good story. And I don't even think the national media should be a thing because you got a good matchup. The storyline is built.
Well, you know what? You know how the national media is. If he's in eyesight,
they catch him.
What's the over/under on shots that they take of Deshaun Watson during the game?
And by the way, in the industry, who chooses that? Who says
individual producers, game producers?
Game producers.
Like you remember the Bubby Brister's mom storyline where when Bubby Brister was playing for the Steelers, for some reason, the producers of those games really loved Bubby Brister's parents.
Was she hot?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's not like, I thought for sure once they showed Jake Browning's girlfriend once, I thought they were going to show her 18,000 times.
Well, they showed her a few times.
They showed her a handful.
Yeah.
Once they showed her once, and I'm sure social media went nuts,
Yeah.
I thought, here's our next, just like I'm so done with the cutaway shots, and I hope my daughter's not watching. I'm sure she's not. But when they take this cutaway shots in Kansas City of Taylor Swift,
my daughter's a Swiftie.
It's so, huge Swiftie.
By the way, I don't know if you heard about this. One of the award shows was just on the Golden Globes.
I saw that clip.
And there's a comedian named Joe Coy who, for those who don't know, he's a funny guy.
I like him, but it did not go over well.
It wasn't even that bad.
No, but you saw the reaction to it.
I know.
I think everybody in the building, the joke was, what's the difference between an NFL game and the Golden Globes? Well, the Golden Globes won't have as many cutaways as Taylor Swift, and they immediately cut to Taylor Swift.
Right,
she looked like if daggers came from eyeballs, he would be dead.
Why wouldn't you
But I
just
think
laugh
everybody
in that
in the
case?
room was afraid to laugh.
I
Because
know.
it was like complete silence.
Hey, you don't do. Taylor Swift got so much power.
Yeah.
She can have the draft reenacted. He just got naturally drafted. he's in the middle. He's in the Middle East now.
It wasn't really. It wasn't really even an insult of her.
No,
It was
a
more
joke of
poking
what-
fun of the NFL.
She was part of the punchline.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. But she's
Yeah.
so sensitive to criticism.
That's
We've
funny.
seen that before.
After
But I thought it was funny, but no one else did.
After the Kanye West move, you can't say nothing.
No.
You better leave.
She's
better
untouchable,
leave,
man.
You better leave her alone. Hey, shout out to Taylor Swift. Hey, how
She's
you
got the
doing?
biggest fan base out there.
Man,
So
you
what's
aren't
the
kidding.
over-under? If Deshaun is on the sideline, who gets shown more in random cutaways? Taylor Swift in the Chiefs game on Peacock
Oh, come
or
on.
Deshaun
Oh,
Watson?
Definitely
nobody's
Taylor
going to
Swift.
surpass Taylor
No,
Swift.
and-
Although it depends on how the Chiefs are doing. They only show her after a big Travis Kelce
Yeah.
play or
Yeah.
things
Or
like
lack
that.
thereof.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if he maybe drops a big key pass, they might show her reaction. I think they have a camera fixed on her in the booth at all time, routed into replay, because there was a random moment in a game a few games ago, which wasn't like you wouldn't say, "Hey, ISO on Taylor," because they're
Right.
they're at the goal line. It was a middle of the field play. He had a nice catch and got a handful of yards, and they immediately cut to her
Right,
reaction,
right. Yeah.
celebrating. I'm like, why would you be fixed on her unless you're not fixed on her for the whole game? Which
That's-
is what a waste of a camera.
By the way, that game is supposed to be one of the coldest games in the history of football.
8 below, I think I read.